Okay.
हाँ जी प्रभु जी, मेरी ग्रैंड डॉटर है।
Granddaughter, वही, ठीक है।
मैं इनके घर में आई हूँ।
Okay, कहाँ पे है उनका घर?
ये रोहिणी में रहते हैं, दिल्ली में।
अच्छा, तो आप नोएडा में रहते हैं ना?
मैं ग्रेटर नोएडा में रहती हूँ।
ग्रेटर नोएडा, ठीक है, वेरी गुड। चलिए, आप तो कहीं पे भी हो, सेशन अटेंड करते हैं, गुड, गुड टू नो, दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट। ठीक है, कामत जी, हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा।
योर वीडियो इज नॉट बी सीन,
Yes, yes.
you're hidden. Okay. Okay, good. So all well.
Yes, Prabhu. All well. Yes. Right.
Krishna's grace, everything is okay.
Acha, Krishna's grace on you specially. Very nice. Yeah, without his grace, 1 second also we cannot live. Right?
Yes, yes, yes. Correct.
Okay. So Sushila ji, Hare Krishna. How are you?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Today we are traveling in a little while, so I'm connecting from my phone.
Oh, acha. So you don't want to miss the class.
Yes, 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 exactly.
Today is interesting about some data Krishna is going to tell us.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So, Sanil ji, Mata ji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
How are you keeping, Prabhuji?
You can see how am I keeping. You feeling any difference in me?
Please don't mind.
Huh?
You're fine?
Yes, yes, very good. Keeping really good. Fit and fine. Good. Okay, Soumya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, with pranam. I
Well-
couldn't connect last time because I was traveling. I'm in Bangalore.
Okay.
Couldn't
Good.
get connectivity.
No.
That internet was not available.
Sure. Traveling. We have all these sessions recorded. So whomever want to access, you can call Rahul and he will share with you.
Okay.
We have not attended. From the beginning, from first chapter, we have all the sessions recorded.
Very good.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice, Prabhuji.
Anybody
Very
wants
nice.
to refer any
Thank
session?
you.
Anybody?
It will be the asset, Prabhuji.
It is in a
It will
play.
be
Actually, it's all because of Sanyalji only and Mataji. They have only inspired to connect this session, and we have recorded
It's
because
very
anybody
good.
wants to. That is something which is going to happen. These sessions are all like overview sessions. So
Yeah.
we wanted to keep it, for record. Anybody would like to want to refer in the future also in case they have missed or not able to attend. It's
Yes,
good.
Prabhuji.
They can get a
Yes.
reference in that way. That was the reason. So recently, last few days back, I told Rahul to make everything as a playlist. So playlist
Okay.
is there. Just one link we can share with you, and all the sessions, recorded sessions, will come as a link to you.
That
Hari
will be
Bol.
very nice. Very
It's on
nice,
YouTube
Prabhuji.
link playlist. So from chapter wise, chapter 1 to up to whatever you have taken, all the parts are there in systematic
Very
order.
nice.
Very good. Prabhu. Hari
One
Bol.
YouTube,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
Huh? Yes.
Will be on
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube. Yes.
Oh, great.
So YouTube, so it is easy for us to, because it's all going on Zoom. Once it is recorded, it is
Yes, it's better to
link to YouTube so that it is easy for all of us to access.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Something. Okay, Bhumika ji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
So
आप कभी पहुंच रहे हो प्रभु जी अमृतसर?
हम आ रहे हैं, संडे आ रहे हैं।
संडे को किस टाइम प्रभु जी पहुंचोगे आप?
दोपहर तक आ रहे हैं, 1:30.
Okay.
We'll inform
Hopefully
you.
we will meet प्रभु जी that day.
Sure, definitely. Okay. Then dear Krishna Prabhu and Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We have 2 Zoom users. Okay, welcome Zoom users. Okay. Janardhan ji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
You come back from your yatra, Dwarka yatra?
Yes, Prabhu.
Very
And
good.
it was raining, but fortunately, all our temple visits went off very well.
Okay.
We had a good darshan all over the place. Except in Dwaraka, there was a massive rush on that full moon day. So
Where?
in Dwaraka, sir.
Oh, really?
Dwarakadesh.
Oh, on Purnima day.
Yes, on Purnima day, Prabhuji.
Ah,
Oh,
that is
we went, but it was
22nd, last Sunday.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Yeah, you're right, Prabhu.
Okay, because here in Vrindavan was too much rush on that day.
Oh, everywhere.
It was celebrated as Guru Purnima here. Sanatana
Guru
Goswami's disappearance day.
Oh, Hari Bol.
It's celebrated since 500 years.
Hare Krishna.
More than 5 lakh people coming.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
And they all do parikrama. So the Sanatana Goswami, he was he was sent by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Vrindavan to excavate the lost holy places, right?
Yes.
So along with him, other Goswamis also came. Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Gopal Bhatt Goswami, Jeev Goswami. So like this, all of them were sent to Vrindavan for what purpose? For establishing the Vrindavan's glories, revive the Vrindavan glories again. That was the purpose. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's main intention was to see that everybody understand about Vrindavan's greatness through these Goswamis. Otherwise, Vrindavan was covered off. It was all, like continuous foreign invasions had completely changed the profile of Vrindavan. So these Goswamis' main contribution is to revive Vrindavan's glories. That way. Okay, that's what happened. And then his disappearance day. Actually, Sanatana Goswami has a bhajan kutir in Govardhan.
Yes, we have seen.
Near Manasi Ganga. Okay. So there is a place where Sanatana Goswami used to do bhajan.
Yes.
Near that Manasi Ganga. And he was disturbed by mosquitoes, too many mosquitoes in the evening. So he thought that a lot of mosquitoes disturbing me, I'll go away. Lord Shiva personally came as a Brahmana and told, don't worry, I will drive away mosquitoes. So this Chakleshwar Mahadev, one Shivling temple is there, next to Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutir. So even today, in that particular locality, there is no mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, yes.
This is the first time there. So like this, many. So Sanatana Goswami was highly respected by all the Brajavasis during his time. And mostly Sanatana Goswami was shaven-headed. In Hindi, shaven-headed is called Mudiya. Okay. So he was always going, every day you should do parikrama of Govardhana. Every day. And he was become very old. That time also he was doing. And he was not able to go, but even then he was trying to go. So Krishna appeared and he gave one Govardhana Shila.
Peace, yes.
Now don't go parikrama, you are very old. So then you just do parikrama of this Govardhana Shila 4 times. It is as good as doing Govardhan parikrama. So like that, many wonderful pastimes are there. Our Sanatana Goswami is highly respected. So when he left the body, all the Brajavasis, they have taken the transcendental body of Sanatana Goswami in a procession, and they did the Samadhi. And as a mark of respect for this great Vaishnava, the Brajavasis and all the nearby villages, people come on this time, and they actually shave their heads. That's why it's called Mudiya Purnima. And they take bath in Manasi Ganga, then go do Govardhan Parikrama. Lakhs of people, as I told you, 5 lakh people. Government had made a huge arrangement for this traffic and public arrangement. So that is what happened on 22nd last Sunday. Just to give a brief of what happened, what is happening in Vrindavan. Okay, so let's begin our session with prayers to Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. Hope the session is being recorded. Host, session is recorded? Yes, okay. Fine, so let's begin with our prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Ki Jai. Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. So we are studying the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita as it is. And 8th chapter is titled Attaining the Supreme. This chapter begins with Arjuna's, how many questions? Anybody? How many questions Arjuna asks?
6 questions, Prabhuji.
No.
8
Prabhuji,
questions.
8 questions. 8
Eight.
chapter, 8 questions. Okay, I told you hint. Should be carefully hearing. 8 chapter, 8 questions. Okay. So what is Brahma? Question number 1. What is Adhyatma? What is Karma? What is Adhibhuta? What is Adidaiva? What is Adiyagna? 6th question. And where does Adiyagna live in the body? 7th question. 8th question is, at the time of death, how can those engaged in your service know you? This is the 8th question. So Krishna answered first 7 questions in 2 verses, 3 and 4. And the 8th question answer is what the whole rest of the chapter is, from 5th verse onwards. So the answer to 8th question with regard to Arjuna's specific question of how can those yogis who are engaged in your service or engaged in your meditation without any disturbance remember you at the time of death. So Krishna states the basic principles that remembering Krishna at the time of death is the only way to attain his abode. Right? An impersonalist may remember Brahman or keep in his mind Brahman and he'll reach Brahma Jyoti. A yogi will meditate on Paramatma, will get a specific planet in the Vaikuntha. Or the devotee will keep Krishna in his mind and he'll go back to Goloka. Right? And if you don't do this, any other thought is there, any other remembrance is there, Krishna says, you'll get an appropriate body based on your thought process. Right? So Krishna is stressing that, Arjuna, you please always remember me. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. Always think of me in the form of Krishna. At the same time, perform your duty. Like this, if you go on fixing your mind, intelligence on me, you will attain me without doubt. Krishna said this type of a practice with regard to keeping Krishna in mind requires your voluntary endeavor in the form of practicing it, Krishna says. Practice in a way that you never forget me, always remember me. So Krishna also explained how to remember him in the various ways of his glorification. Like he is the person who knows everything. He is the oldest person, like this, various glorifications Krishna mentioned about himself, wherein if you remember like this, it is good for you to think of me always. Then further Krishna explained about the different other yoga principles or yoga disciplines. How in every yoga discipline, the final aspect of any yogi's life, at the end of his life, he should remember the Supreme Absolute Truth. The Supreme Absolute Truth is impersonal Brahman for impersonalists, Brahma Jyoti. Right? For yogis, it is Paramatma. Right? For devotees, it is Krishna. So any discipline, if you say from verse number 10 onwards, Krishna explained up to verse 13, how the impersonalists, they vibrate Om and they practice austerities. And at the end, they want to achieve supreme law, supreme absolute truth. For them, achieving supreme absolute or supreme destination is merging in the impersonal Brahman. And Bhagavatam says, merging in impersonal Brahman is an unstable situation. Anytime, the impersonalist will fall down from his position. So like this, Krishna explains finally in 14th verse very nicely that Ananya Cheta Sadatam Yomam Smarti Nityasa. The word Mam, Krishna says, me, in the form I'm standing before you, Arjuna. Which form? In the form of Krishna, standing in before you. One who remembers me without deviation. Ananya Cheta Satatam. Always remembers him without deviation. Right? We understood this point. Ananya Cheta Satatam. Right? One is constantly remembering him. One more is without deviation. Uninterrupted and undeviated. Where if you remember, Krishna is easy to attain. Tasyaham sulabha partha. Because such a devotee is constantly engaged in my devotional service. So having said this much, now we'll continue our discussion from verse 15. Mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. So Krishna is telling that mam upetya punarjanma. When you attain me, you will not get one more birth. These words are very, wonderful what Krishna is using. Mam upetya, because Krishna wants us to come to him, to his abode. This is what he has been telling from verse number 5 onwards. Antakalecha mameva. At the end of your life, at the point of death, you should remember me alone. So when you do this, you will come to Krishna. Mam upetya. Attaining Krishna means no more birth. Punar Janma. And what is this material world means? Dukkhalayam, Ashashvatam. Right? And who can attain this spiritual destination or spiritual world or Goloka Vrindavan? Napnuvanti Mahatmanaha. Only Mahatmas can reach this supreme spiritual planet. And this is, Krishna says, the highest perfection. See, there is perfection, higher perfection, highest perfection. Good, better, best. Right? We have studied in English grammar. Right? What is that called? Comparative, superlative, positive, right? Degrees. Right? Just like in any product or any item, you say there is good quality, better quality, highest quality, top quality. So like that, Krishna is telling the highest. These are all important, very wonderful words Krishna is using in the Bhagavad Gita. Paramam gataha. Right? Paramam means the highest perfection, the perfection which is ultimate. Ultimate gati or goal or perfection is what? When you reach him, Krishna Loka. But what about when I reach, some other Devata Loka or Brahma Loka? All that Krishna is going to discuss now very nicely. Right? So what about going to Vaikuntha Loka? What is Vaikuntha Loka? Vaikuntha Loka is part of the spiritual world. In spiritual world, there are many divisions. Krishna is telling, you can come to spiritual world, fine, very good. Just like the sky in the spiritual world is called Brahma Jyoti. That's where the impersonalists go. Right? And the yogis can transfer to Vaikuntha Lokas, specific Vaikuntha Lokas. And Vaikuntha Loka means expansions of Krishna in the form of Narayana and his different avatars are all residing in those Vaikuntha Lokas. And they're not small planets, they're all huge. It's beyond our comparison. As Krishna explained in verse number 8, that achintya, they are beyond our understanding, beyond our limitation. So, Krishna is telling who can come to his supreme planet. Supreme planet of Krishna is called Goloka Vrindavan. There is a statement from Brahma. He says, the world we are living now, material world, is called Devi Dhama. Why Devi Dhama? Because Durga is controlling this world. Maya Devi. Then above this Devi Dhama is Mahesha Dhama. Mahesha means Lord Shiva, Kailasa. Above Mahesha Dhama is Hari Dhama, Vaikuntha Dhama. Whole spiritual world is called Vaikuntha Dhama. And spiritual world has many gradations. Right? Vaikuntha Loka, so many Narayana Lokas are there. Then there is Ayodhya. Then there is Dwaraka. There is Mathura. And top is Goloka Vrindavan. This is the understanding which scriptures give us. So Krishna is telling, come to that highest, the supreme, ultimate, supreme planet, Goloka Vrindavana. Why? Because anywhere you go in this Devi Dhama has many divisions. There are 14 planetary systems. There are 14 different planetary systems. We are in the middle planetary system. Bhuloka. Bhuloka, then above is Bhuvarloka, then Swarloka. And the top 14th is called Brahmaloka. And below us, again, there are other lokas. Patala Loka, Sutala Loka, many lokas are there. So now, what we are doing in the material world is, because of our activities, we are going on circulating in one of these lokas. We are doing sinful activities, you go to down, right? Then you do some punya, you remain here. Do more punya, you go to heavenly planets, or even go up to Brahmaloka also. So what Krishna is telling us, anywhere in this material world, Devi Dhama, you continuously go on taking birth, death, birth, death. It's a very important principle Krishna has begun in this chapter. This point or this principle discussion will continue in 9th chapter also. But to understand this properly. So anywhere in the material world you go, it's like telling, oh, I want to go to America, or I want to go to Australia. Doesn't mean people in America or Australia don't die. Everybody are subjected to birth, death, old age, disease in this material world. The next verse says, from Brahma Loka up to Patala Loka, all are places of repetition of birth and death. Very important. Right. Right now, in our limited understanding, with our desire for enjoying senses, we want to go to a place, better place. It's like, many people want to migrate to different countries, or better opportunities, job opportunities, more facilities for comfort, no problem. Here, a lot of tax problem. We can avoid tax going there. So many things people think. Because they think this life, we have to live a comfortable life. But how long you live comfortably? Until this lifetime, maybe 70, 80 years. After that, where you will go, you also don't know. Right? It's like, football. In the football stadium, the player kicks a football. Where it goes, nobody knows. Everybody is saying, where is that ball going? One more player, somehow he captures that ball and then he kicks. But all of them are trying to kick to the place where they have to, score a goal. But so many hindrances, so many obstacles. It's like, that's what people enjoy seeing that. Our life is like that. We are a football. In material nature's laws, we are football. Where she will kick us, we don't know. But Krishna says, don't get kicked by material nature, Maya. You kick yourself and come to me. I will help you, Krishna says. That is what Krishna is telling. If you remember me, you will not require a kick. I will lift you, Krishna says. That is the point. So, Krishna is very nicely telling that make your goal me. Means Krishna should be our goal. Gati. Right? Not that, I want to enjoy this material world. I want a lot of comforts. I want a lot of money. I want to become president of America. Right? People are all running for, presidential elections and that. There's so many aspirations people have. Any such aspirations you have will keep you in the material world only. Because your desire is like that. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what does he say? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam, va jagadisha kamaye. Mama janmani janmanishvare bhavatad bhakti rahitu kitvai. He says, I don't desire any wealth, na dhanam, because that is what everybody desires. More wealth, more money, more property. Na dhanam, na janam, more followers. In Facebook, I have 1,000 followers. Right? In social media, I'm millions of followers. That is like, big status symbol. Na dhanam, na janam. Every meeting I do, there are so many people attending my meeting, political rally. Oh, I'm so popular. Right? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundari. For a woman, man is sundari. For a man, woman is sundari. Right? There is a principle you have to understand. Because attraction to opposite sex is the principle of bondage in the material world. So we're desiring wealth, we're desiring followers, we're desiring association with the opposite sex, and kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. And kavita means glorification about ourselves. People praise, oh, so intelligent, so good person, very accomplished. And that glorification should go on beyond my birth, my life also. They should establish my statue. They should name that road as so and so road. I'll not be there, but I want all that perpetual fame. That is called kavitam. So like this, all of us are desiring this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I don't want any of these things. No wealth, no followers, no attraction to opposite sex, no glorification. What do you want? Mama, I only want your service, Krishna. Na dhanam, na janam, na kavitam, jagadisha kamaya. I don't have any kamana for this, because any kamana means any desire to enjoy this will keep you in the material world again and again and again. I want to become Indra. Okay, fine, noted. One lifetime will become Indra also. Right? Whoever is running for presidential election in America or wherever in the world, all of them desired like that. That's why they are all running for elections and they become some position they get. Like this, everybody is made to run like this, and everybody is trained like that in this material world. You become like this, you should do like this. From childhood, parents will train the children. If you don't study, at least my father used to tell me, if you don't study, you cannot even get your food to eat. Study nicely and get a good job. Right? I remember when I was, I think, small, maybe 7, 8 years old. That time he had taken me to marriage, big marriage. So he told me, see, if you study means you will get a nice marriage arrangement like this. If you don't study, your marriage will be, ordinary. Then I go, you have to study. Study nicely, then get good, job, then all this is possible. Which means the type of training which children are getting, or input children are getting from parents or the, whatever systems around us is like this. Value system, basically. You're all geared up to, become achievers in terms of material positions, material wealth, material name, material fame. Never it is taught that you should become a devotee of Krishna. That is the highest perfection. Right? Oh, devotee of Krishna, what you will get from that? Nothing. Right? They say. But that is what everything is. So the value system presently is something totally changed. So Krishna is trying to set up the proper value system for us. Only the Mahatmas. Mahatma means great souls. About Mahatmas, more we are going to read in the next chapters. Krishna is going to explain 9th chapter, 10th chapter about Mahatma. Mahatma means a pure devotee who is constantly engaged in Krishna's service. Right? So, Mahatmas, in the next chapter, Krishna says, they are under the protection of Krishna's spiritual energy. Daivi Prakriti. Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Daivim Prakriti Mashrita. where Krishna is only mentioned. You have to come to the stage of Mahatma, means you should become a pure devotee. Then reaching me will not be a problem. And once you reach there, you will not come to this material world. Material world means, see, material world doesn't mean only earth. Material world is whole set of universes, which is considered to be 1/4 of Krishna's creation. Ekapada Vibhuti, it is called. 1/4 of Krishna's creation is material world, and 3/4 of Krishna's creation is called spiritual world. Tripada Vibhuti. Just imagine how big is spiritual world. Material world is insignificant in one sense. So Krishna is telling material world nature is repetition of birth, death, repetition of birth, death, anywhere you go. So Krishna says, don't be in the material world, come to me, come to spiritual world. Right? So Krishna says, Mam, e upetya punarjanma. If you come to me, there is no more punarjanma. Very important, because coming out of this repetition of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Punarjanma, coming out of this Punarjanma cycle is what is the purpose of human life. Krishna is again and again repeating this. Next, 16th verse. Krishna says, okay, somebody may say, oh, I'll go to Brahmaloka. No, it's good. It's like people say, I want to go to America. Or I want to go to, as though America is out of this world. No, it is in the world only. It is part of this world only. Again, maybe the miseries are less, the problems are less, but the main problems of birth, death, old age, disease is there. This we have to understand. So Krishna is telling, Abrahma bhuvana lokaha punaravartino arjuna maupetyatu kaunteya punar janmana vidyate. Again he is repeating same thing. From Brahma Loka down to Patala Loka, anywhere you go to the material world, one universe is that, like this, many universes are there. All are places of misery. What is the misery? Biggest misery, dukkha. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshanam. This is the biggest misery, which nobody has any solution. Right? Scientists may say, oh, we have discovered so many things, new inventions we are bringing, good medicine we are bringing. We've discovered atomic bombs, nuclear bombs, hydrogen bombs. So many bombs you have created just to accelerate death. Anyway, people are dying. You are making them die faster. So Prabhupada says, you invent something where people cannot die. People will not die. For that we are discovering. In the future it will come. When future? Trust no future, however pleasant. Prabhupada says. Because now I'm going to give you a check, 1 crore rupees. Date undated. Okay, take this, keep it with you. But now at least give me 1,000 rupees cash. I know that you have money. No, that I cannot give you. Take this check. Go keep it. Once, no, I'll tell you when to encash. When to encash, I also don't know. They also don't know. That's what they're all giving you assurance. So material world, people have tried from ages. Ravana wanted to make everybody immortal. And he wanted to build a staircase to heaven, Swargaloka. He failed. Hiranyakashipu wanted to be Amara, but he failed. So like this, everybody is trying their best. There are big dictators who have come in the history. All of them are thinking, I am not going to die. Everybody is going to die. I am not going to die. The biggest illusion, the most wonderful thing in the material world. Right? In Mahabharata, there is an incident where Yudhisthira Maharaj is asked by one Yaksha, what is the most wonderful thing in this world? Yudhisthira Maharaj says, many people are dying every day and going to Yamaloka. But those who are living, they think, I will not die. My father died, my uncle died, my grandfather died, but I will not die. I will live forever. This is the biggest wonder. Right? Everybody is having this feeling. This is the biggest wonder. Not the 7 wonders, what you understand. This is the biggest wonder, what you should know, he says. Kim Ascharya Tapparam. So people are in big illusion. Grand illusion. Right? I'll keep my health fine. Even though I grow old, I will consult doctors. I'll always be fit. See, my grandfather, even up to the age of 90 years, he was so good. He was doing all his work on his own. So like that, I'll maintain my health as though I'm not going to die. Right? This is the illusion, grand illusion. So all this is reconfirming. See, old age also you can be very healthy. What is old age? Just one stage of life. After that, what happens? Just few days back, we were hearing one lecture of Prabhupada. Very interesting. Huh? Prabhupada says, what is Siddhi? What is perfection in life? So Prabhupada was in London. So he asked, he was meeting one very respectable gentleman. So he was aged 84 years. Right? So he asked this question to this gentleman. What is life after death? Brother, what happens after you die? So this gentleman told, I will die a peaceful death. After that, that's all. I'll die a peaceful death. And Prabhupada asked the same question to one professor in Russia, 1970s. That professor says, after death, everything is over. Over. This life is what is everything. So Prabhupada says, look at the type of ignorance people are living. It's like when somebody dies, R.I.P. Rest in peace. Body is resting in peace. That Atma with the spiritual body, what it has become, God only knows. Where it has gone. It's all going through so much tribulations. It has gone to which Yamaloka, which planet in Yamaloka, and then what all suffering it is going through, which womb it is entering. Krishna only knows. Right? So, if you want to really rest in peace, please chant Hare Krishna. You'll go to the peaceful world, Vaikuntha. Simply writing RIP doesn't serve the purpose. This is the point. Because anywhere you go in the material world is only a place where again you have to die. Again you have to take birth. It may be Brahmaloka also. You have to die there also. So Krishna is giving us wonderful understanding here. Except going to spiritual world, Vaikuntha Loka, every place is a place of repetition of birth, death, old age, disease. This is the nature you should understand. Material world means where there is birth, death, old age, disease. Vaikuntha Loka, spiritual world means no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. And we all want no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. Because we are soul. So our spiritual nature is that. Our Atma's nature is that. Satchidananda. Eternal, blissful, all-knowing existence. This we are hankering in the material world, we are not getting. And while hankering, we are doing so many activities, getting entangled. So Krishna is telling, from Brahmaloka down to Patala Loka, anywhere you go, forget about America, Russia, everything. Anywhere you go, all are places of misery. Only my Loka, Maupetya Punarjanma. Only when you come to me, Arjuna, you will not take birth again. So, this is a very important knowledge which Krishna is giving us here. There's a mention of one nice, wonderful piece of information. Prabhupada says, there is a sacrifice called Panchagni Vidya, mentioned in one of the Upanishads, Katha Upanishad. By performing these rituals, you will go to Brahmaloka. And Brahmaloka, after going there, if you don't practice Krishna consciousness, if you don't continue Krishna conscious actions, you'll again come back. So, doesn't mean you go to America, I'll be very comfortable or very nice. No, you have to practice Krishna consciousness there. Only then you'll elevate further. Very fact that somebody is born in a better place, better situation means he has done some level of spiritual progress in his previous life. That's what we understood in 6th chapter. Krishna has given better opportunity with more material comforts. But you practice spirituality nicely. So, here Prabhupada is very clearly telling, Anywhere you go in the spirit, in the material world, higher planetary systems, unless you practice Krishna consciousness or devotional service, you will come back again. All these material worlds, different places, different aspects of the material world are subject to constant flux, constant change. They are created, srishti, they remain for some time, sthiti, and they get destroyed. Laya, srishti, sthiti, laya is happening. Spiritual world, there is no such srishti, sthiti, laya. It is always existing, ever existing. That's why it calls Sachidananda. Sat, ever existing. So, when there is devastation or pralaya happens, only those devotees anywhere in the world, even Brahma also, if he doesn't remember Krishna, he will not go to spiritual world. If he is also in Krishna consciousness, and other devotees are in Krishna consciousness, only then they can be transferred to spiritual universe or Vaikuntha Loka. They go to specific Vaikuntha Lokas, whichever way they want to serve Krishna. Right. So Krishna is also very merciful. Whatever way you want, he will provide the facility. This is what Krishna is telling us here. So anywhere in the material world, repetition of birth and death happens. When you go to spiritual world, there is no more birth death. So Krishna gives a very wonderful understanding about what is the life in Brahmaloka. Because when you say Brahmaloka, does it mean like on the earthly planet? No, it's different. He says in 17th verse, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vido Janaha. In our calculation, our time, human calculation of time, 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas is considered to be Brahma's 1 day. And night also is of similar duration, Krishna says. Very interesting information Krishna gives. So which basically Krishna is trying to tell us, whatever length of time, duration of time, we are in the material world in very highest planet. But all that from the spiritual point of view, from Krishna's point of view, eternal point of view, they are all, very limited. So Brahma's day is known as a kalpa. 1 day of Brahma is called kalpa. Okay. This kalpas go on, and like this, Brahma's 30 days, 30 kalpas is 1 month for him, and like that, there is 12 months, and like that, 100 years Brahma lives. So what is this 1 day of Brahma? Let us understand. 1 day of Brahma is 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas. What are the 4 yugas? Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. These 4 yugas multiplied by 1,000 times is what Brahma's 1 day is. To get an idea of what is 1 day, let us calculate. Kali Yuga duration of time is 4,32,000 years. As per the Bhagavatam, as per the scriptures, as per the astronomical understanding. Okay, this is the duration of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga has just begun, 5,000 years is over. After Kurukshetra war ended, Kali Yuga started. So 5,000 years are over. So balance 4,27,000 years is there. Okay. Previous to this Kali Yuga was Dwapar Yuga. Dwapar Yuga is 2 times Kali Yuga duration. So how much it is? 8,64,000 years. Okay. Then Treta Yuga is 3 times Kali Yuga duration. It comes to 12,96,000 years. Satya Yuga is 4 times Kali Yuga duration. 4,32,000 into 4. That is 17,28,000. Satya Yuga 17,28,000. Treta Yuga 12,96,000. Dwapar Yuga 8,64,000. And Kali Yuga 4,32,000. You add all these things. 17 lakh, 12,96,000, then 8,64,000, then 4,32,000. It comes to roughly around 43 lakhs. So 43 lakh years, according to our calculation, is Brahma's 12 hours. Daytime. Oh, wow. So many years he living. When somebody is living more than 100 years, it comes in the news. Oh, that old man is living more than 100 years. Right? As to celebrate it. He's living 120 years. Oh, see, look at this. What about Brahma? Brahma's one day only is 43 lakh years. And like this, night also. Same duration. So which means 86 lakh years, Brahma's 124 hours or one full day. And like that 30 days, like that 12 months, like that 100 years. It's too much. Right? So Prabhupada says, by earthly calculation, Brahma's total lifespan will be 311 trillion 40 million earth years. Very interesting. 311 trillion million, billion, trillion. Okay, it's all again, no, the English way of, whereas we call it as lakh, crores, that way. But anyway, trillion is a very big number. 1 million is 10 lakhs, right? 1 billion is how much? Is maybe 10 crores. Trillion means 1,000 crores. 311 trillion. Oh, many, it's huge. It looks like Prabhupada says, by these calculations, Brahma seems to have fantastic and interminable time scale. But from point of view of eternity, it is only a flash. Why? Because Vishnu, from Vishnu's body, so many Brahmandas are coming from his skin pores. And the time of duration of his breath, like we inhale, exhale, no? When we inhale, we inhale the air. Exhale, air goes out. Right? So when Krishna exhales, all the Brahmandas are created. And when he inhales, all the Brahmandas come and go inside his body. That is what Vishnu is doing. So the duration of inhalation and exhalation between that time is what Brahma's life is, according to Vishnu. Just imagine. This is how time is very relative. As we go up from human life to other higher forms, the duration of life expands. In spiritual world, it is no influence of time. And as we go down, the influence of time is restricted. So Prabhupada says during some seasons, there are some insects attracted to the light. Diwali Poka, they are called. During Diwali, they come. For them, one night is 100 years in their calculation. They are born, they grow, they reproduce, they have children, and then they die. Or for us, one night only. Yeah, for them, they have lived 100 years. For some animals, it's 15 years. Like cows may live for 15, 20 years. For them, that is 100 years in their calculation. That's why cows, within 2 years, they become pregnant. That is how their life is. For them, that 100 years is compacted is, in our time scale, as 20 years. So like this, Prabhupada says, so many Brahmandas are created and so many are destroyed every moment. It's like Prabhupada says in the causal ocean, Karana Samudra, innumerable Brahmandas are created and they are disappearing. Like how in the ocean, so many waves come and the bubbles, water foam comes, they come and just vanish. Like that. So this is the point. Anything in the material world is only temporary, whatever it is. Brahma and his creation are all part of the material universe. What does Krishna explain about Adibhuta? Adibhutam Ksharo Bhavaha. verse number 4. Physical nature is constantly changing. Correct? So Krishna has clearly told, material world, material nature means constant changing. It comes, it exists for some time, goes. That is how material world is. So even going to Brahmaloka doesn't serve the purpose if you are not Krishna conscious. Anywhere in the material world, just practice Krishna consciousness. That's why devotees pray. Whether it's Swarga Loka or Patala Loka or Naraka Loka, doesn't matter for me. Krishna, give me your remembrance. That's all. Then further details about this Brahma's, type of different types days is given in the next verse, 18th verse. Avyakta Vyaktayas Sarva Pravavantyah Ragame Ratriagame Praliyante Tatrai Vavyakta Samyake. When Brahma's day is manifest, the multitude of living entities comes into being. At the arrival of Brahma's night, they are all annihilated. Very wonderful knowledge Krishna is giving. So we understood about Brahma's day and Brahma's night. It is 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas into 2, night and day. So Krishna is telling, when Brahma's day comes, just like when you get up in the day, you begin your activities. Right? Somebody is doing some business. He has to go to open a shop, which means shop opened. All your activities start. Go to office and all of activities happen like that. When Brahma's day is manifest, all the living entities comes into being. Means all the living entities will get their bodies. Again, when the night happens, just like when night happens, what happens? Dukan band. Shop closed. So everything is closed, which means all the living entities are finished. Finished means what? Prabhupada explains. Finished means all the living entities enter into the abdomen of Vishnu. Garbhodakashai Vishnu. Again, when day comes, which means according to for Brahma, day comes, again these living entities will get their bodies from wherever they have left and continue. Like this, repeatedly, day is happening, repeatedly night is happening, and repeatedly we are all thinking, I am that, I am this, I am that, and one day everything closed. It is Srishti, Sthiti, Laya is happening continuously. Right? The different types of devastations explained in Bhagavatam. Anyway, I will not get into details. So basically, the living entities, when Brahma's night comes, all of us are compact in the body of Vishnu. And again, when Brahma's day comes, we again get a body. Again, we get up. It's like when you sleep in the night, you forget about this physical body. You're in one more, subtle body with mind, intelligence. And you're in the dream world. Again, in the morning, you come back from the dream world to your physical world. Right? Like that, during the night of Brahma, all the living entities' activities are suspended. They don't, their bodies are, finished. They are all into the womb of, they go into the abdomen of Vishnu. And again, when Brahma's day is, started, again it happens. So what happens when Brahma's life is over? When Brahma's life is over, the living entities remain within the abdomen of Vishnu for millions and millions of years. Again, when one more Brahma is created, there they go. Like this, our life is going on different Brahmandas. So basically, Prabhupada says, in this way, the jivas are all captivated in the material world. Again and again. That's why it's called Nitya Baddha Jivana. Nitya Baddha means eternally conditioned. When it started, how it started, we cannot trace it back. Which millennium, which yuga, which Brahma, which Brahmanda, no trace. We have been going on like this with our karmas. So that's why Prabhupada says, become intelligent and take up Krishna consciousness. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, in full devotional service. And then transfer yourself in this life to Krishna Loka. And stop this cycle of Punarapi Janana, Punarapi Marana. Very important. See, so important it is. Otherwise, what is going to happen next? What is going to happen? How things? This will go on. World will not end. World is going on. This Kali Yuga is only, what is this? Very short Yuga it is. So like this, Krishna says, next 19th verse, Bhuta Gramasa evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratriyagame avasha partha prabhavatyah ragame. Again and again, the day comes and this host of beings is active. Again, the night falls, O Partha, and they are helplessly dissolved. Right? When pralaya happens, you are helpless. Just like rains are happening everywhere. You are helpless. You cannot do anything. Flood happens. What happens? Over. You are helpless. You have to be washed away, over. How much you can oppose? You cannot oppose anything. Right? So like this, pralaya means there is universal devastation. Completely filled with water. Everything is submerged. Right? It's like Govardhana Lila happened. That time Indra sent this Samvartaka clouds. Clouds which are sent during devastation. And they pour heavy rains. Everything is flooded. And flood happens, water is filled, then over everything, all life finished. That's what happens. Krishna says, again and again, creation happens, again and again, the dissolution happens. Like this, life is going on in the material world. Right? So that's why Krishna says in verse 20, Parastasmato bhavo nyo vyakto vyakta sanatanaha yassa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. What we described so far is material world. From verse 16 onwards, 16, 17, 18, 19, 5 verses, Krishna has explained about material world. Now Krishna is explaining about spiritual world. Krishna says the spiritual world is completely opposite in nature, in quality with the material world. Material world means repetition of creation, maintenance and dissolution. Spiritual world, there is no such changes. It is eternally existing. It is spiritually, very much existing in the spiritual realm. Spiritual means not subject to this so many material problems, material tribulations. So Krishna says there is one more nature called spiritual nature. Parastasmatu bhavo anyaha, which is eternal and transcendental. Right? It is beyond this material world. Spiritual nature is beyond this material world. And this material world is manifest, unmanifest always. Whereas the spiritual world is never destroyed. Nashyat suna vinashyati. It is never annihilated. All this world may subject to annihilation. That world remains as it is. And what is that spiritual world? And further, how nicely it is situated, Krishna gives information in the next verses. So we'll close here with regard to our discussion today. Anybody has anything to ask, discuss, any comments, any questions? I request all of you to read these, verses. Especially this chapter is very important, which is giving a very wonderful insight with regard to what we should do in the material world. What is our purpose in life? To go on struggling to attain this position, that position, this wealth, that wealth. That is what our life is. No. We should get to Krishna. Other things are all temporary. It will come and go. What is permanent is spiritual achievement, spiritual destination. Okay, so any questions, any clarifications, any doubts? No questions, we'll close now. Okay, so fine. So we'll close now and then we'll continue our discussions in the next session with regard to Krishna explaining about the spiritual world in 2 verses. And then further he says how the different yogis, if they are not Krishna conscious, if they are following some other yoga discipline and they have their own way of going there, what will happen to them? Right? There are different practitioners of different disciplines of spiritual paths. And what time, what situation, when they leave the body, all that matters. Okay, because this whole chapter is basically generally, it is at least recommended that when somebody in your family passes away, it's recommended you read this chapter for 15 days for their benefit. Because ultimately attaining the supreme loka, Krishna loka is important. That's what I heard from one of the Vrindavan pujaris with regard to somebody passes away, what we should do. Okay, so I'll close here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, sir.